What if I told you the switch that could flip the Lakers' entire season just clicked in a quiet room, no cameras, no hashtags, only a whiteboard, a deadline, and a couple of voices saying, "This is the moment"? What if I told you the move wouldn't be loud on paper, but would boom where it matters and paint points denied? In second chances erased, in that fourth quarter when you need one stop to survive. Stay with me, because tonight we're not chasing a rumor. We're walking through a plan that finally makes sense. You can feel it in the city when something's about to happen. It's that low hum before a thunderclap. Executives looking at lineup data like it's a treasure map. Coaches replaying the same pick-and-roll clip 5 times because the angle of a screen tells the truth. The calendar says patience. The standings say urgency. And in between, there's one question. Are you brave enough to make the kind of front-court decision that holds up in May, not just looks cute in October? Here's my promise to you for the next minutes. I'm going to break down the shape of the move without spoiling it up front. I'll explain the roster logic, the defensive math, the rotation ripple effects, the salary realities without fairy tales, the playoff matchups this changes, and the ones it doesn't. I'll map the risk, the reward, and the quiet cost you only notice in Game 5 on the road. No fluff, no gimmicks, just basketball sense, because that's what wins. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report. If you love this team with your whole week, if your dinner mood changes with a box score, make sure you're subscribed and your alerts are on so you never miss when we go live after big swings. Drop a like so more Laker diehards get this in time. All right, let's talk ball like family. The introduction starts where last season left a bruise, rim protection consistency, rebounding in traffic, and the tax of asking Anthony Davis to be everything, everywhere, every night. When AD has to be the first line, the last line, and the emergency line, you pay for it in April legs. The blueprint is simple. Keep him fresh, keep him free, and the defense shows its teeth. There's also the offense you don't see on a highlight reel. Screen angles that create daylight, vertical gravity that forces a weak side tag, the dunker spot presence that makes a help defender think twice about leaving the corner. When you don't have a true, trustworthy roller, your guards drift into contested floaters, your wings settle, and your half-court gets heavy. The Lakers' identity has to feel lighter. Cut once, bend twice, finish strong. Front office people hate waste. Wasted possessions, wasted cap, wasted windows. The mandate has been clear since the exit interviews. Get sturdier at the rim without sacrificing the ability to run. And do it with a player who can grow with AD, not just stand next to him. That points to a specific profile length, timing, low-ego screens, soft hands, and a motor that keeps possessions alive without needing 15 touches to be happy. Defensively, the goal is boring and beautiful. Protect the restricted area, own the glass, and keep the ball in front without sending 3 bodies and a prayer. It's not about turning into a 1990s iron door. It's about having a reliable backline so your perimeter can pressure without fear of getting beat. The right center lets a D roam, deters drives, and quietly wins you 8 points a night just by existing in the right spot. So the introduction lands here. It's not about a headline name. It's about a plus-minus reality. The kind of addition that makes your team's floor higher on Tuesdays in January and your ceiling reachable on Sundays in June. That's the difference between hoping and planning. And tonight, the planning took a step. The move the Lakers are pushing toward, barring last-second turbulence, is Walker Kessler. Let's define pushing toward so nobody gets it twisted. This isn't a victory lap. There isn't a press release. What there is, alignment on the profile, real pathways to get it done, and enough traction that people inside and around the building are preparing for fit and minutes, not just dreaming. Things can break late. That's the league. But the basketball logic is so clean, it's hard to ignore. Kessler fits the checklist that matters. He's 7 foot with timing that doesn't teach, vertical pop that changes what shots the other team attempts, and a simple, efficient package on offense that feeds star screen, dive, finish, reset. As a rookie, he put up around 9 points, 8 boards, and over 2 blocks a night while finishing at an elite clip around the rim. The numbers will wobble with roll, but the bones are there, a center who protects and simplifies. Let's talk fit with a D, because that's the heartbeat. When Davis can live as a free safety on defense switching selectively, erasing mid-range comfort, lurking on the second line, you feel it in turnovers force and in how fast the Lakers can get downhill after a stop. Kessler, in a conservative drop against high-usage guards, allows a D to play at the level, stun at the nail, and still own the glass. On offense, double drag with Kessler as the first screener and a D trailing, as the pop threat turns into easy paint, touches or clean mid-rangers without forcing heroic shot-making. Now, for LeBron and the perimeter creators, spacing is a fair concern whenever you add a non-shooter. But spacing isn't only threes. Spacing is gravity. A hard roll that pulls the low man and a credible lob target that scares the rim protector create the same windows of 35%. Corner shooter does when the defense must choose. Think handoff into re-screen, second angle pick that frees the drive, pocket passes that become layups instead of crowded floaters. If your screening is honest and your dives are violent, the paint opens. Rotations matter. Does Kessler start, or does he own the second unit and close on nights the matchups call for it? The answer can be both. Start him when the opponent pounds the paint or lives on the glass. Bring him in to stabilize when foul trouble hits. Sit him in 5-out closing stretches when switching across 5 spots protects a lead. The point is choice. Last year, too many nights felt like hope a D fixes it. This edition makes it choose the right tool. Scheme is the boring gold. Picture these coverages. Drop and peel against 2-guard actions to keep the weak side corner home. Early nail help from a sturdy wing knowing a true rim protector is behind. Ice on side pick and rolls with Kessler containing the middle so the guard can recover. Add in backline box outs that let guards leak and suddenly transition points appear not from gambling but from structure. Structure is how you survive 7-game scouting. Rebounding is where you hear the sigh of relief across Los Angeles. It's not just grabbing the ball. It's ending possessions on first contact and turning defense into offense. With a true center absorbing the big body, AD can attack the ball in flight. When LeBron or your primary ball handler gets the outlet early, the floor tilts. Spring corner, rim run, hit the trailer simple basketball looks brilliant when the first domino falls. Let's address the Jazz side, because nothing happens in a vacuum. Young rim protectors on team-friendly timelines aren't cheap, and Utah has every right to set a price that reflects scarcity. That's why closing in doesn't mean easy. It means frameworks exist that don't gut the Lakers of the very pieces that make Kessler valuable in the first place. Picks, expirings, a third team to smooth money, those are mechanisms, not fantasies. The key is never paying tomorrow's tax for tonight's applause. Timing is as big as talent. You want him early enough to bake habits before the schedule bites, but smart enough not to tip every card. Training camp reps matter, but so does leverage. If the Lakers thread that needle move decisively without desperation, you walk into the first month with a baseline identity. Defend the rim, own the glass, run off makes and misses, and make teams feel your size. There are risks. Development is not linear. Young bigs struggle with foul discipline. They get hunted in space by clever guards. And playoff series stretch your IQ every other night. But risk without plan is gambling. Risk with plan is growth. If the staff is ready to toggle coverages show, drop, switch late clock, and if Kessler buys into film, angles, and footwork, the curve steepens fast. Let's be fair to the spacing question one more time. If Kessler doesn't shoot, how do you keep the lane open? You do it with tempo into early actions, with corner discipline, so you're not stacking bodies on the strong side, and with purposeful short rolls when teams commit 2 to the ball. You also do it by making his screens weapons, not formalities. Hit, hold, release. 2 feet in the paint creates panic. Panic creates points. There's an offensive upside that doesn't get enough attention. Second chance points demoralize opponents. A tap out here, a put back there, and suddenly a 5-point lead is 9, and the other coach is burning a timeout. Those are the little storms Kessler can create without a single play called for him. Stars feast when their big cleans their crumbs. What does this mean for closing lineups? It means options. There will be nights you go a D at the 5 and switch everything. There will be nights you keep Kessler on the floor because the opponent lives at the rim or because your guards need the insurance behind them. You don't buy Kessler to force him into 36 minutes. You buy him so your 12 hardest minutes are less of a cliff. From a locker room standpoint, this is the kind of addition that fits a culture shift toward role clarity. He doesn't need the ball. He doesn't disrupt touches for stars. And he communicates by doing his job loudly: screen, rebound, protect, repeat. That plays well on teams that want to be about the work, not the headline. What about the big picture matchup? The one no Laker fan can ignore. Every road to June runs through elite size and elite brains at center. You're not solving those monsters with one body. You're giving yourself the ability to absorb the first punch without breaking shape. Kessler won't erase an MVP by himself, but he lets you save a D for the precise minutes that swing a series. That's the difference between surviving and winning. If this doesn't happen, what then? The profile doesn't change. The team still needs a playable 5 who defends without fouling and finishes plays created by stars. But tonight, the alignment is specific, not abstract. That's why this story has legs. It's the rare move that checks basketball boxes before it checks brand boxes. Metrics to watch if and when he puts on purple and gold. Contested rebounds per 36, opponent field goal percentage at the rim, screen assists, and the most underrated one: how many times your guards touch the paint in the first 8 seconds of the clock. Those tell you pace, pressure, and fear. Fear is respect, and respect is half of defense. I want to hear from you. If the price stays responsible and the rotation stays flexible, are you in? Do you worry about a non-shooting 5 in a league obsessed with 5 out? Would you rather chase a stretch big and live with softer rim protection? Tell me below. Be specific. What wins in April under our roof? Length or shooting? What can you scheme and what do you have to buy? My personal opinion, plain and simple. I do this if the ask is sane because it protects a D, organizes the defense, and gives the offense easy food without stealing from the stars. And yes, everything you heard tonight is still speculation grounded in real signals, not an official announcement. I'll call it a smart gamble, not a guarantee.